Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome to my latest guide post. This is my thought for the day, and it's based around a poem, as it always is. This is one that I wrote back in 2016. It's called Time to Arise. As we ponder our existence as an earth pot filled with life, do we see something ordinary or a part of heaven set aside? Do you see yourself as a creator, or are you one who's all bereft of power, joy, contentment, and already past your best? I believe we are pure spirit, and when we lift our eyes with faith and determination, we are sure to win the prize. The duality is but a game we choose to play from heaven, so that we can and will arise and act on earth like leaven. Self-determination or a self-fulfilling prophecy are faith and speech both matter, for they'll define both you and me. Time to arise. I believe that more than ever, it is important that those who are awake, aware, conscious of the world, the human world, need to assert themselves as creators with a small c, and their presence in this world, in this domain, needs to be felt. So if you're one of those who is aware, awake, conscious, this is for you. And if you're not, I'm hoping to challenge you to see things slightly differently to the way that you've seen them before, as I look at my poem and seek the deeper meaning of it. So everyone who's alive at some point thinks, why am I here? Who am I? Where did I come from? Where am I going? These life-defining questions are sometimes seen as imponderables. Sometimes it's almost like we don't know, and it's beyond us to work out what this is. So we do, from time to time, all of us ponder our existence. What's it all about? Not Alfie, but what's it all about? As an earth pot filled with life, and that's referring to what St. Paul said, we have this treasure in earthen pots. And it actually refers back to my very first guide post, where I shared a poem called Earthen Pots. Do we see something ordinary? Do you just see yourself as being just your ordinary Joe? I love to say that I'm every man. I'm Andrew Smith, A. Smith. How more every man could you be than just being A. Smith? Smith is the most popular surname in the UK, and so common as muck. Some would say. Salt of the earth, my dad said the Smiths were the salt of the earth. But do we see something ordinary? Do we just see this everyman character? I'm the guy who's had 29 different jobs, not 29 different careers. I've experienced so much of life, never got very far, or maybe I did. Now that's something that those who look for career paths on your CV would say, well, you've never stayed that long in any one place. But as someone said to me, all that experience might be exactly what an employer is looking for. Do you value the experience of your life? So do you see yourself as something ordinary or a part of heaven set aside? It's like divinity wrapped in humanity. One of my return to thoughts that this is this life force that's within me, that's within you, is actually something directly out of heaven, out of the oneness, out of a place of love. And we're here. And while we're here in this parenthesis in eternity between nowhere and now here, the little gap between the nowhere and now here, while we're here in the parenthesis in eternity, we can bring to bear upon this place, this 3D, 4D reality. We can bring a bit of heaven here. Do you believe that we can? Because I do. Do you see yourself as a creator? Or are you just one who's bereft of power, joy, contentment, already past your best? Do you see the potential that's within you and me to be able to create something in our lives this very day? Today, we can set the wheels in motion this very day to change things for the better. We have that power. Do you see it? Or do you just see yourself as someone who's bereft of all that, someone who hasn't got? What are you talking about, Andrew? I don't see myself as having any power whatsoever to affect the world around me. Well, that's not true, my friend. You certainly have got power to do something amazing. There's so many different examples of people who've done exactly that, whose names will be remembered in human history for as long as there is a human history to remember. And you're no different to any one of them. Honestly, you're just as amazing, just as powerful, just as creative as anyone else who's ever lived, if you believe it. Yeah, you've got to have that faith that you are powerful, that you have got joy in your heart, and you are content to be able to fulfill your destiny. And then I've put, I believe we are pure spirit, and when we lift our eyes with faith and determination, we are sure to win the prize, whatever that prize might be for you, whatever's in your heart. The very fact that it's there and it's gnawing away on the inside of you, saying that's what you need to do, that's what you need to do. And I can't, no, it's like I'm melting. I haven't got whatever it takes to do that, but the very fact it's in your heart, the very fact it's in the depth of your being, that's what you're here to do, proves beyond a shadow of a doubt that you are capable of doing that, or else that desire wouldn't be there. That's the proof. All the proof you need is the things that you are being called to do, you're capable of. That would be cruel to put that desire to do something that it's impossible for you to do. That would be cruel, wouldn't it? What a life would that be? The very fact that you can think it, you can conceive it, means that you should believe it and you can do it. The duality is but a game we choose to play from heaven, so that we can and will arise and act on earth like leaven. So this is from something that Richard Wilkins at the Ministry of Inspiration in Northampton said. I don't know if it's an original thought of Richard's or whether it's something he's picked up from elsewhere, but this life is just do you remember the movie Avatar, where he got into this chamber and then went and expressed himself, this character as a character on this this planet. It's a projection of yourself in heaven. You're quite safe in heaven, and you sent this avatar out into the earth to be able to bring to play, basically to play, but to bring some good stuff about, to be creative. And unfortunately, some people use their creativity to create havoc on the planet. This is a game we're playing from heaven. We're quite safe in heaven, and so whatever we do, what's the worst thing that could happen? We return to heaven. The avatar, you get out of the chamber in the film, and you're back with your friends around you. So while we're here, we can act like leaven. It makes everything softer and helps humanity to rise. The poem is Time to Arise. So self-determination, or a self-fulfilling prophecy, are faith and speech both matter, for they'll define both you and me. So when it comes to self-determination, that means that you yourself are in control of who you become. And it is an illusion to believe that anyone else has any authority over your life. The only authority that anyone else has over your life is that which you have abdicated. When you don't take hold of your power, yes, of course, other people will step in and make you do whatever they want you to do. If you're willing to do it, then at that point you have abdicated your own self-determination. And the self-fulfilling prophecy, sometimes what we do is we don't allow others to determine our fate, but we allow our words to determine our fate. It's something that we've said, this powerfully creative word. That's how we're told in the Bible how everything came into being. It was spoken into being. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. Through him, all things were made that were made. It's just by speaking it out. So the self-fulfilling prophecy is when we open our mouths, how do we describe ourselves? Do we speak of ourselves as nothing, as nobody? Self-deprecation, that's something that people in Britain are very good at. Oh no, I'm nobody, I'm nothing, you know. It's not true. You are a creative being. Take your power, stop abdicating, and start being who you can be. Fulfill the desires of your heart, bring them about, create your own reality. And as the poem title is, Time to Arise, that's what you need to do. It's what I need to do. Faith and speech both matter. What do you believe that you can do? Because if you don't believe you can do it, then it's highly unlikely that you're even going to attempt to do it. Our doubts, I think it's Shakespeare says, our doubts are but traitors, because they stop us from doing that which we won't even attempt to do it. I can't remember the exact quote off the top of my head. Our faith and our speech both matter. So what are you believing for? We get what we expect. Someone said to me yesterday, I'm expecting the landlord to come and tell us that the rent is going up. Why would you set that in motion? Why would you be someone who's expecting the word us, we get not what we want, we get what we expect. Why would you expect that? Why would you give power with your words to that idea, whatever that idea is, if it's going to have a negative impact on you? Why would you do it? Why would you allow such a thing to come out of your mouth? Our faith and speech both matter, for they define us. They are the things that the words that we speak define who we are. The first two ears that hear those words coming out of your mouth are your own. And no one says anything that they don't believe unless they're pondering. That if they make a statement, their ears hear it and it's real to them. They wouldn't say it if it weren't real. And those words are so powerful. You could actually, it's like a magic spell. It's like you've got the possibility of creating something by magic. You know, the very easy wizzy, let's get busy. Once you've said it, it's a spell that's gone out there. And many people have put spells on us. And they didn't intend to wave a magic wand over us and prophesy over us, but that's exactly what they've done, because we heard it and we took it to heart what they said. They may have only said it once. You're the smart one. So then this is a person that ends up in university. This is a person who gets a top degree and a doctorate and so on. Why? Because they believed what somebody said about them. Isn't it far? Well, it's a good thing. I'm not knocking it. But equally so, somebody has said, you're dumb, you're stupid. And that has stuck. That the person's believed this spell that's being cast upon them. Well, I couldn't do that. I'm stupid. And I would say to you, don't regard what other people have said of you. Define yourself. Decide what you are, who you are, where you are, what you're going to do with this day. Make sure that nothing that anybody else has projected out to you, nothing that they've said, which is their opinion, has become part of your opinion. Not on an automatic pilot thing. You know, if they say something good about you, fair enough. It doesn't have any harm. But if you're ready to believe somebody saying something good about you, you're ready to believe something bad that people say about you, unless you are conscious, unless you are aware, unless you are awake. You will easily fall in line with anything that people say about you. I believe it's much better for you and for me to define ourselves and to be so very careful about what we say we expect, what forces we put into motion with our words. It's a powerful way to bring about that which we want, and to be someone who we believe that when we say something, it will happen. I've struggled with that all my life. I've started so many things and not finished them. And it's time to let your yes be yes and your no be no. So make sure that when you are putting your name to something, when you're speaking out loud, that you can believe your words, that you follow through. That's where the power comes from to bring about things. And sometimes it's very, very slowly. You've got to make sure that you believe your own word, and then you're so powerful. If you read, and I have read many autobiographies, if you read autobiographies or biographies, it starts, the definition of the person that you're reading about, it started in their hearts, in their minds. They were certain this is what's going to happen to be. So I'm going to read my poem again, and I'm going to end the broadcast. Time to arise. As we ponder our existence as an earth pot filled with life, do we see something ordinary, or a part of heaven set aside? Do you see yourself as a creator, or are you one who's all bereft of power, joy, contentment, and already past your best? I believe we are pure spirit, and when we lift our eyes with faith and determination, we are sure to win the prize. The duality is but a game we choose to play in heaven, so that we can and will arise and act on earth like leaven. Self-determination or a self-fulfilling prophecy, our faith and speech both matter, for they'll define both you and me. Namaste.